Hi everyone, this is the Chaser channel. My name is Kirill and we talk about watches here. Finally, the 2024 new release has reached us. One of the most functional G-SHOCK watches, which also has additional protection, because this is the Rangeman GPR-H1000 in black color in our review. Well, you can purchase them in my store, chaserclub.com. Links will be in the description. Yes, massive watches, of course, you really feel it when you hold them. Brutality, bulkiness, we see that the case is, of course, huge case, but with those signature G-SHOCK contours, with multiple protrusions, with multiple buttons. There are 5 here, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. And these metal sides and bumpers will excellently protect the watch from falls. And overall, this protective function works not only for the module itself, for the case, but also for the sensors that are located there. We understand this from the inscription. By the way, the buttons themselves are steel, and their design is also interesting, like a target sight. Well, it's more like targeting on a map. The buttons naturally are maximally protected from dust, dirt, water, and so on getting inside. Mud resist. After all, this is a Rangeman, a watch that, let's say, is a kind of symbiosis between G-SHOCK and ProTrek, meaning it has functions suitable for outdoor activities while maintaining shock resistance and water resistance. So all this information, of course, we can see on the back cover, sensors, charging port. The Lynx Rangeman's logo. And the stylish yellow elements, of course, stand out colorfully. The model is wonderfully executed visually, of course. Well, mineral glass is classic, and the MIP LCD display has also appeared before us many times. Of course, the model, I'll say right away, is packed, maximally packed with features. Perhaps the most functional of all that we've encountered. Something close to this happened twice. First, let's remember the smart rectangle DWH-5600. Though it didn't have GPS, it didn't have a barometer, compass, and only had 4 activity functions. We also reviewed the GBD-H1000, twice actually, which already had GPS, barometer, compass, and more activities added. Swimming, cycling. Here, to dust and dirt resistance, they've added some more features that enhance the overall durability of the product. Today we'll figure everything out, but first we need to take a look at the main display. Month, date, day of the week, time, seconds, and battery charge. The watch naturally recharges also from solar energy, but as we understand from this contact, the package will include a charger, the same charger as in previous models. It's no different, and in principle there are no differences in terms of operating time either. In terms of functionality, this is interesting. We go to functions, lower left button, and we're greeted by seemingly the same things. Level. By the way, we can here perhaps immediately measure. Let's try to apply the watch. They measure heart rate and many additional functions in addition to sports features. So not only is there a stopwatch timer, but also vital signs. Here my pulse is quite calm for now. The level is normal, I would even say. And here, by the way, you can also view the graph. Okay, let's exit and look at other functions. Compass, altimeter. These are those ProTrek functions that will help you during hikes. Measurement of pressure, altitude, sunrise, sunset graph, moon age. And among the functions we encounter one new feature, this tide graph mode, tides. Yes, in this model, unlike the GBD-H2000, there is a tide graph for 3,300 points around the world. This is something surfer-like, similar to my GBX100 model, which also has points, tides, but an interesting addition. Interesting, but everything else is the same. Oxygen saturation level, breathing exercises, your cardio status, let's see. These are steps taken. This is night activity, meaning the watch tracks how your nervous system recovers, how well you slept overall. Activity journal. Measurements over a period of time will be shown here. By the way, we can look at the life log, how this will look. I really like this graph. It shows steps, how many you walked during the day, did you reach your goal? In this case, it's 8,000 steps, how much energy you spent. Activity time. Well, overall, everything looks nice, informative, and the numbers are quite large, easy to read. World time, timer up to 60 minutes, but don't worry. There are also interval timers here, up to 100 runs, up to 200 records, so it will definitely be enough for you. And the stopwatch, nothing has changed here. The measurement accuracy is still 1 second, without tenths, without hundredths. That's just a feature of these screens, but it goes up to 100 hours. And notifications here can be both vibration and sound, whatever is convenient for you. The second edition, besides the tide chart, we'll find if we go to activities. Here it is right in front of us. Well, I'll remind you that like in the GPR-H1000, there's a special mode for running, cycling, workout. Those same interval timers for swimming separately in the pool, separately in open water, for trail running and for walking. But this is a novelty. Here we have what turns out to be a hiking chart, let's say, for a mountain hike. That is, we activate it and the GPS signal starts to be received. And we get altitude changes, how far you've traveled. This is if you're going up into the mountains or, for example, descending from the mountains, again in ProTrek style, let's say in ProTrek style. And naturally, all this is complemented by a standard set of smartphone synchronization features. I'll remind you that you can set up phone finding and also set all this by tapping on your phone screen rather than pressing these buttons in some unclear order. Naturally, for many people, this is inconvenient. It's more convenient, of course, to install the app and configure everything there. The functionality, as you understand, is extensive, and I could talk about it for a long time, but I don't see the point because from experience, most people aren't interested in specific questions like whether there's a GPS return to point feature or if it can be synchronized with another app, not Casio watches. Usually people are interested in simple questions like, do they have an hourly signal? Can you change the day of the week to Russian? I'll answer that the hourly signal hasn't been added, and Russian language isn't supported here, only English. But it does have a nice backlight with a dark blue tint, and every point of your display is perfectly visible from various angles. Naturally, auto illumination when tilted can also be activated. What can I say about the dimensions? They're monstrous. This is the largest G-SHOCK in the history of the channel, basically. Case height is 60.6 millimeters, width is 53.2 millimeters. Well, that's okay. Thickness is 20.3 millimeters. Even the GPR-H1000 was 19.4 millimeters. Well, it's understandable that there are protrusions here and sensors on the back. Of course, for my 16.5 centimeter wrist, it only works with a bulky sweater or hoodie. On a bare wrist, it looks slightly oversized, let's say, but you can't say that the strap sticks out too much, meaning overall there are many holes here, but everything is within reason. It fits wrists from about 14.5 to 15 up to 22 centimeters. By the way, its texture feels very nice. It has this ribbed texture, double holes, metal buckle. The strap itself is pleasant. Like the case, it's naturally made of bioplastic, which we've basically gotten used to. The total weight of the watch is quite small, 92 grams. The functionality of the watch suggests that they are ideal for hiking conditions, for those who travel, who aren't afraid to face nature head-on, and this model will perfectly help you with that. Of course, they can also be used in an urban environment. Again, like many G-SHOCKs, they are suitable for both city and countryside. But here, of course, the black design is very successfully complemented by yellow elements. Just a reminder, there's also a fully yellow model in the series. We don't have it yet, but I think it'll be available soon. It's much brighter, more eye-catching, while here the black is the main accent and it's more calm, more restrained. Although this model took a long time to reach us, I'm glad that we finally could see it in person. It would seem that watches already have everything, practically all possible functionality of previous versions, but there's no limit to perfection. Maybe the tide chart won't be needed by many. After all, not everyone is a surfer. But the mountain hiking mode will be perfect for those who love to hike in mountainous terrain. And in general, I'll remind you that I liked the functionality of similar models last year because they combine both sports capabilities, that is measuring time, steps and health analysis features, blood oxygen saturation, heart rate, and also analysis of your sleep. Well, in general, what modern active people strive for, which is both monitoring their health and not forgetting to engage in sports. Overall, the model is certainly beautiful, but again, it's rather large. At least for me, it's big, but lovers of large dimensions and functional watches, watches that aren't afraid of dust, dirt, or water, can enjoy a very pleasant price, which is one of the lowest worldwide in the store. Naturally, chaserclub.com. At the end, I'd like to know your opinion about this model. Leave it in the comments below, and if you liked the video, hit like and subscribe to the channel. That's all. Goodbye, everyone.